what everybody fails to understand is it's about drinking too much too fast. It's about knowing when to get help and who to get to help. It's about not letting your friend lay on the ground passed out for 3.5 hours. It's about knowing who your friends truly are. It's about not being afraid to tell them no. It's about if you're being dared, have the courage to stand up and say, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and I'm not going to do it, and you don't have to like me after this day is over. But I'm going to be alive, okay? Because that's what happens, is the fear sets in, and your peers, and you have to compare the stupidity, honestly, guys, and you have to have the courage to tell your peers, I'm here and we're going to have a good time, but I'm not going that far. Okay, we have to understand the level of alcohol. My son had 3.37 blood alcohol content. That's a lot. 0.06 is legally drunk. My son had 3.37. He passed out. It was cold. It was damp. It was wet. His body temperature dropped. His heart rate slowed, and he went to sleep. And nobody knew that he needed help. Everybody said, sleep it off. Sleep it off, Travis, it'll be fine. Just listen to him snore. Let's take pictures and post them on Snapchat of my son laying there dying. But there's pictures on Snapchat. So people come to me and they tell me what my son was wearing. But how did they know what my son was wearing if there was only 5 people in that barn? Right? I mean, that's real. Instead of helping, instead of getting help, instead of facing the fear of what's going to happen next, he just lay there, dirty, bumped his head on something. He had a little cut on his head. But I'm telling you, he didn't puke. A lot of people say, Lord knows, he should have asphyxiated. That means when you choke on your own vomit and you can't catch your breath because you are passed out. But Trav didn't. He did not do that, and thank God he did not. He simply went to sleep. But guys, if you say, let's sleep it off, let's let him leave him alone, he'll be fine. That's not the case. That alcohol's still working your system. That alcohol's still in there, it's still real. It still affects your body, whether you think it can or whether you think they say, oh, the bigger you are, the more you can handle. Well, this is my son's shirt, and he was this tall. Okay, guys? He couldn't handle what he put in his body. He couldn't handle it. It was his first time drinking. I thought he was fishing. The first time my son, 18 years old, ever lied to his mom because I thought he was going fishing. Okay? And I just need you guys to understand and to know how important it is and that we love you. We love you. Your parents, whether you think they're the meanest people in the whole world, our lives are torn apart day after day because our son is no longer here. Our firstborn son, our only son, is gone. He's not a big brother anymore. He was already enrolled in college. He had a 4.0 as a senior in his grades for his college classes. He was on the dean's list at Morehead State University. He had a future. You guys have a future. Don't mess it up with one night of stupidity. And that's what it is. It's stupidity. You have to learn when to get help. Cut yourself off. Even if you see somebody and they're inebriated and they're stumbling, give them a cup of water. Talk to them. Help them through it. Don't leave them alone. Don't leave them there to face it by themselves because they're not, you don't know if they're going to wake up or not. But Trav didn't. And he was the smartest kid I knew. He was my pride. He was my best friend and my partner. Donnie was always at work. Always at work. And it was me and Travis and Kimmy. I know you guys know my Kimmy too. And we were partners. We were just a trio from the time they were little kids until the day Trav died. We were as one. And me and Kimmy, we're just empty. Donnie's empty, but like our little trio is just done. We don't have that influence. We don't have Kimmy's filling out college paperwork and she needs Travis's advice, but he's not here. His room's empty. All the stuff is there. It still smells like him. 3 years later, it still smells like him. But we love you guys. We need you to understand. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you not to do it because that is irrelevant. Because when you're living in the moment, we can't say whether you're going to do that or not, whether